The following final grades are obtained in a class of grade 9 students. So the given in class 1A is the class A grades and the class B grades. So I already arranged it. To find the mean, we use the formula of mean. Mean equals x plus 1, x plus 2, x plus 3, x plus 4, and so on and so forth. So we put in here the sum of the variables total divided by n. N is the number of variables. So mean equals, we add all the grades of class A divided by 22 because we are 22 in all. Equals, if we add all grades, the result is 1,844 divided by 22. So 83.1 is our mean. To find the mean, so here 83. So we count here. We begin to count here as 1. 83 as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So the rest is the filling marks. So our filling marks is 75, 77, and 78. In class B, as the same in class A, we use the formula of mean, and we add all grades in class B divided by 23. So the result is, the mean is 83.34. And we see that there is no 83. So our mean is in the middle of 81 and 84. So we start here in 81. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So our filling marks are 75 and 77.
Using a norm reference grading with a 7-point scale, the scores that would get the filling marks are: in class A, the filling marks are 75, 77, and 79. And in class B, the filling marks are the 75 and 77. My general comment on this, it would be rather unfair system of grading, as a wise student would opt to enroll in class B since it is easier to get a higher grades in that class than in the other class, which is the class A. The previous grading system is not fair than this grading system. It is because this is more upright than the previous one.
Compute the grade of a student in grade 5 English with the following row scores. In written work, we have 75 out of 100. Performance task, 80 out of 100. Score in quarterly test, 65 out of 100. So we have a table here, so we can easily guide. And to find the percentage score of written work, performance task, and quarterly assessment, we use the formula of percentage score, the learner's total row score divided by highest possible score times 100%. And to find the weighted score of written work, performance task, and quarterly assessment, we use the formula of weighted score divided by equals percentage score times weight of component. So here's the solutions. In written work, percentage score, so our percentage score is equal 75 over 100 times 100%. So 75 divided by 100 is 0.75 times 100 equals 75. So our percentage score in written work is 75. And the weighted score, so our percentage score is 75. So we copy here, 75 times 0.30 equals 22.5. So 22.5 is the weighted score of written work. It's the same of performance task, 80 divided by 100 times 100 equals 0.8 times 100 equals 80. So percentage score is 80 and the weighted score is 40. And in quarterly assessment, 65 divided by 100 times 100 equals 65 divided by 100 is 0.65 times 100 equals 65. So the percentage score in quarterly assessment is 65 and the weighted score is 13. So in the initial grade, to find the initial grade, we add all the weighted score of written work, performance tasks, and quarterly assessment. So our initial grade is 75.5. And to find the quarterly grade, we base on transmitted table. So in transmitted table, our quarterly grade is 84. The grading system used in the K-12 is using the front-end equating approach. Assessment scores are immediately converted to a 100-point scale, and then composite marks are averaged and weighted. Below are the percentage scores of Julia Anderson and Annalyn Panikulan for the first grading period. Written works including a concept map, essays, news writing, news or article review, and a couple of reaction papers. Performance tasks were comprised of timelines, news reporting, debate, and role play. Complete the table below, calculate the total row score in each component, determine the percentage score, apply the percentage grades or weighted score, and calculate her first quarter grade. So here's the table. These are the grades of Julia Anderson and Annalyn Panikulan in first grading period. So here's the solutions. And how to find the total score in written work? We add the written work 1, written work 2, written work 3, written work 4, written work 5, written work 6, and written work 7. So we add the all written work of Julia is the result is 144. And percentage score 144 divided by 190 times 100%. So the total of 144 divided by 190 is 0.75 and 79 times 100. So the result is 75.79. So the percentage score of written work is 75.79. And the weighted score, 75.79 times 0.30 equals 22.74. So the weighted score of written work is 22.74. And performance task. Find the total score of performance tasks. It's the same in written work. We add the performance task in 1 to 4. Here, we add the PT1, PT2, PT3, PT4. So, to add them, it results 92. So, 92 divided by 110 times 100%. The result of 92 divided by 110 is 0.8363 times 100. So the result is 83.64. So the percentage score of performance task is 83.64. And the weighted score is 41.82. In quarterly assessment, the total score of quarterly assessment is already given. It's 30. And the percentage score is 60. Here, 60. Because we divide the 30 divided by 50 times 100. 30 divided by 50 is 0.6 times 100 equals 60. So our percentage score is 60. The weighted score is 12. And how to find the initial grade? To find the initial grade, we add all the weighted score of written work, 22.74, and the performance task, 41.82, and the quarterly assessment, 12. So it is all 76.56. In transmitted table, the quarterly grade is 85. So the question, suppose Ellen's grades in the same subject for the second, third, and fourth quarter are at 7, 88, and 90 respectively. Compute her final rating and give its descriptive equivalent. So Ellen's final rating is 88% and its descriptive rating is pass. So here's the solutions. How did I find this 88%? Because I total the score in first grading, second grading, third grading, and fourth grading divided by 4. So 85 plus 87 plus 88 plus 90 divided by 4 equals 88. So the final rating is 88% and the descriptive rating is pass. As we compared earlier, the grades the final rating is 88% and the descriptive rating is pass. So here's the continuation of Ellen's grades. The final numerical and descriptive ratings of Ellen in other learning areas or subjects are given below. Using the results you have obtained above, determine her final average. So the final grade of Ellen's in Araling Palikon is 88. So the remark is pass. So how to find the general average is we use the formula of general average. Sum of the final grade of all learning areas divided by total numbers of learning areas in the grade level. So 89, 87, 88, 91, 85, 74 is the final grade of Ellen in each subject. So we add all her grades in each subjects and divide by 8. So the result is 655 divided by 8. The result is 85.63 or 86. So the general average of Ellen is 86. So the remarks is pass. Task 3. You are provided a table showing a sample part of the grade 6 student named Paulo for the first quarter of the school year 2020-2021. Using the discussions of Lesson 8 as your guide, fill the empty spaces to get the needed data until you will be able to compute for a quarterly grade at the last column. So, first the sample card of a grade 6 student named Paulo in his first quarter school year 2020-2021. So, you must fill the empty spaces in here and compute for his quarterly grade at the last column. So, here's the solutions. In ESP, or Education sa Pagpapakatao, in written work, 84 times 0.30. So, 84. Here's the written work, the given grades in Education sa Pagpapakatao written work. 84 times 0.30 equals 25.2. The weighted score of is 25.2. And performance task 84 times 0.50 equals 42. 42. Quarterly assessment 84 times 0.20 is 16 or 16.8. 16.8. And to find the initial grade, as I computed earlier, it's the same formula, same solution. We add all weighted score of written work, performance task, quarterly assessment. So we can find initial grade. So our initial grade is 84 because we add the 25.2, 32, and 16.8. Our quarterly grade, if we transmuted if we based on transmitted table, the 84 is 90%. And APP, or Edukasyong Pantahanan at Pangkabuhayan. So the written work in APP is 80. So 80 times 0.3 equals 16. The performance task is 84. 84 times 0.6 equals 50.4. Quarterly assessment 15.4. The initial grade 81.8. Quarterly grade 88%. In MAPE, in music, the written work is 15.2. Performance task 46.2. Quarterly assessment 15. Initial grade 76.4. Quarterly grade 85%. Arts 17. The written work, performance task 48.6. Quarterly assessment 16. Initial grade is 81.6. Quarterly grade is 88%. In PE or physical health, the written work is 16. Performance task 48.6. Quarterly assessment 15.6. Initial grade is 80.2. The quarterly grade is 86. Health 17 is the written work, 48.6 performance task. Quarterly assessment is 15, 80.6 the initial grade, and 87% is the quarterly. So we don't need to do a specific discussion in here because we already know earlier because the formula and the way is the same. So it's easy to solve this problem if we know the formula and we know how to compute. And if we find the transmuted or the quarterly grade of MAPE, we only add all the grades in MAPE, music, arts, physical education, health. So we add 85, 88, 86, and 87 divided by 4 because we are 4 equals 346 divided by 4. So the result is 86.5. So 91 is the transmitted grade. So the quarterly grade of MAPE is 91.
To find the composite grade of Paulo, add the quarterly grade of music, arts, PE, and health, and then divided by 4. So the result is 86.5 or 91 as a transmuted grade. So Paulo's composite grade in MAPE is 86.5 or 91. During the first quarter, the learning area that Paulo performed best is in the edukasyon sa pagpakatao because he got 90 in quarterly grade. The learning area that Paulo need to improve is in the mathematics because he got a 79 grade in the first quarter, which would be needed improvement. His level of proficiency in Araling Panlipunan is very satisfactory because he received an initial grade of 83 in Araling Panlipunan for the first quarter, which when transmuted to a grade of 89 is equivalent to very satisfactory. Paulo's overall performance in the first quarter is quite good. Aside of his mathematics subjects, which needs more improvement, and I would tell to his parents that their son is doing good, aside for the one subject, which is the mathematics. But I tell them nothing to worry because his descriptive rating is pass, that he just need a little more bit studies since mathematics subject it's not easy too. My reflections of this task is very important for a teacher to be always responsibly careful, accurate, and honest in recording and computing grades because the report card will be discussed to parents and guardian, and also this will be enable them to help and guide their child to improve and prepare for the quarterly assessment if their child consistently below expectations in written work and performance tasks.